God is real, and I want you all to know that. Tonight I had an encounter that it was nothing other than God. Like, I don't even know where to explain. So, I was sitting at a coffee shop. I never study there. This is my first time going and studying, outside of my apartment. And so, I was there studying. I got there at 4. And around 8:15, I decided that I was ready to leave. So, I got up, and there was this man sitting next to me, and I kept noticing him. Like, he was doing nothing weird. He was literally just on his phone, and I didn't think anything of it. And I got up to leave, and something in my head just said, you need to pray for him. I've never done that before. So I got up, I proceeded to go out the door, and then I saw a bike, and I don't know how to explain it, just even louder, I heard, you need to go pray for him. And I was like, I've never done that before. Like, what the heck? So I got in my car, and I said out loud, I said, God, I don't know if that was you, but if that was you, please let me know, because I've never done this before. I don't know how to pray for others. I just pray to myself every night and morning. I've never prayed to others or for others. And right then, my fiance texted me, and all he said was yes. That's all he said. And what he was replying to my text was, he asked if I was still studying, and I was like, yeah, and he said, that sucks, and I said, you tell me. And all he said was yes, and this was like 10 minutes later. And so I was like, oh my gosh, God, I've never prayed for anyone. So I called my fiance, and I said, this just happened. And he said, there's no coincidences, that's God, you need to go pray for him. So I got up, I went in there shaking, and I said, excuse me, I said, I don't know you. And I said, I don't know if you're a Christian or what you're doing here, but God told me to pray for you. He said, okay. He said he grew up a different religion. He's only been to church once, and that was 20 years ago. He said, I'm not following Jesus. And I said, okay. I said, I don't know what your circumstances are. I said, I just know God told me to pray for you. And so I prayed for him, and he thanked me, and we got to talking, and I just said, I didn't want to weird you out. And he was like, no, it's not weird. He's like, maybe this is my eye-opener, that I need to get to know God. And I was like, thank you. And we had that conversation, and then I left. But I don't think there's coincidences. And I think that we all need to open our eyes to Jesus more and follow him closer. Because I've never felt the need to do it. Sometimes I feel like I'm not even doing enough. So I was like, why would God call me to pray for someone when I'm probably not as close to him as I should be? I'm not like a perfect Christian. But even if you plant this seed in someone, that you're still doing your due diligence as a Christian. And I just think everyone should know that. Gosh, I'm like bawling. I was bawling when I talked to him, and he was like, it's fine. But I don't know if he's ever going to come to God. I told him I was still going to keep praying for him. And if you guys could pray for him too, that would be awesome. But I just think that we need to follow God more and do what he says. Because it's God. Like, I don't know what else to say. But I just wanted to share this little testimony that even if we are afraid to do something, even if God calls us to do something and we don't want to do it, that we still have to do it. Because if I came home, I know I would have been like, dang, I should have prayed for him. I should have went back in there and prayed for him. But I know that I did God right, and I listened to him. He told me what to do, and I listened to him. And now this man knows that Jesus is thinking about him. And I think that's something that we should all go by. But yeah, that's my video. I don't really know what to say. So I'm just gonna end it here.